Well, here we are. Welcome back. We're about to enter Kintara. And we're gonna need some patience because we're dealing with elves. You know how they are. Whiz peasants. Okay, cool. Where are the elves though? There's nothing here. I honestly don't remember this part. Okay, let's try something else. Ah, okay. Well, that was weird. Yep, reaction 22, suspicious. Greetings, Outlander. Welcome to the elven city of Kintara. Greetings to you. The guard leans to you, hand on the hilt of his sword. Were it my choice, orc, you'd not be allowed into the sacred tree city. But elven law allows even your kind to enter Kintara. How nice. He whispers menacingly. I sincerely hope you give me an excuse to remove you. You may pass. Yeah, good day. Yikes. Kintara's guardian. Hi, me love you. Okay, so they're nice. At least. Geez, the reaction from these guys is even worse. 7. Who are you, sir? My name is Mr. Wind, the master of the hunt. It's a pleasure to meet you. He looks at the sky. He seems somewhat distracted. The pleasure is mine. You said you were the master of the hunt. We have a group of hunters who supply Kintaro with food and other supplies. I am their commander. I see. Are there a lot of hunters here in Kintara? No, we are a small community here. We never have need for more than 3 or 4 hunters at any given time. Again, he looks up. Say, do you happen to know the hour? Sure. You only half hears you. I'm very worried. There's a hunter who left here yesterday and hasn't returned. Normally I'd not be concerned, but he was hunting in the forest near the Dark Fens. There are strange things in those swamps. That's worrisome. Could I be of help? Would you? I need to go on another hunt, but I could tell you where he was hunting and you could travel there. I'm sure it's nothing, but I get worried about my hunters. If you could see to it that he's safely on his way home, I could offer you some elven chainmail. Done. Thank you so very much. I can mark your map with the general area where he was hunting. Good luck to you. Well, okay. I'll be off then. Now let's see. This looks like an important building. Let's explore it last. I think this is a bathroom. If you're traveling in the forests below Kintara, bring an umbrella, a sturdy one. It is I who should be asking your pardon. Personal feelings should not be so plainly on display, especially from one of my training. Your training? You're a mage? How did that happen? I have been drawn towards magic for my entire life. Unlike most dwarves, I had no affinity for things of a technological nature. So that's why you live here? I am under tutorial agreement to my teacher, Wrath. I am unable to leave until my contract is finished. How long is this contract for? My contract runs until the end of Wrath's life. In exchange for training in the magical arts, I agreed to serve him. But that bitter old elf can last another 2, possibly 300 years. Why did you agree to such an interminable length of service? No elf wanted to take a dwarf as an apprentice. It was the best offer I could get. He wasn't bad at first, when Rat was simply surly. Over the past 50 years or so, he's become increasingly bitter and difficult to work for. I do not know what I will do if I can't convince him to release me soon. Why don't he just leave? I would never dishonor myself so. The only thing that can release me, besides his death, is his word. Perhaps I could convince him to release you? Thank you for the offer, but your interference would only serve to anger him, which would lead to greater torment for myself at his hands. If you're certain, I suppose I'll be on my way then. Well, he doesn't want our help. Fine. It's his choice, really. Bindstone of teleportation has been activated. Well, that's a first. May I ask your name? I am Miss Valania. What do you want? Oh, I see you are one of us. Let me write something in your rumors book. Sure thing. So she's probably given us more rumors of things to steal. I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. There's a lot of stuff I need to level up before I can become a really good thief. Oh, you're an adventurer, aren't you? I thought you were just another boring traveler. I am sorry if I was rude. That's quite alright. Who might you be? My name is Swift. You are an adventurer, are you not? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. Why do you ask? Pray tell, have you ever been to that fabulous city known as Tarant? Yes, I have visited. Would you be interested in a job as a guide? What did you have in mind? I will pay you 300 coins to bring me safely to Tarant. Sounds like an agreeable arrangement. Let's ask her why she wants to go there. Everyone goes there. I am tired of this forest. I need some adventure, excitement. Will you take me? Sure. Ooh, I get to go to Toronto. I am so excited. She begins leaping up and down and then hugs him. Just how old are you, actually? I am 150 years old. Why? Oh, I don't think I should be taking her then. She's underage. Isn't that a little young for an elf to be out on her own? What are you trying to say? I'm mature enough to make my own decisions. Alright. Are you ready to go? Well, okay. Doesn't seem to have anything. She's one of those temporary party members. She won't stay here with us forever. But this is a good chance to test things out. This is where we have to go to find the hunter. I want to test how we pass. Oh, we don't have to go through Hardin's Pass again. Sweet. Should have saved. Oh well. Fortunately, we didn't run into an encounter with monsters. So we can keep going. This will be an easy 300 coins and a bit more XP towards level 40. And we'll be able to get a new bonus at level 40. Thank you for bringing me here. I suppose I'll be on my way. Here's the coin I promised. Thank you, be seeing you. Easy. Let's get back to Kintara. We leveled up. 2 points. Okay, so hold on. Let's head to Stillwater instead. Dark House. I wonder what that is. We will check it out eventually, but let's check out the level 40 bonuses. Increases your life by 20, Master Healer. Available to a master in the healing skills. Okay. Firearms Master increases your beauty by 4. Available to a master in the firearms skills. The Terminator. All your hits with any melee or ranged weapon become critical hits. You become the perfect killing machine. Need to be Healing Master, Dodge Master, Melee Master, and Firearms Master. Oof, that's a steep requirement. Oh, these are level 50. Okay, never mind. In Enzir, this one is for only for elves. We can take. Lone Wolf. Need a charisma of 7 or less, not our case. Increases willpower. I'm not interested in willpower. Perception by 4. That might be interesting, but we can't take it. Yeah. We need to be a master of a skill before we can take that one. Okay. So that's a bit out of reach. We'll save it for later. The repair one would be nice, and we might actually have to increase our repair skill at some point. No, we're 10 levels away from level 50. That's not gonna happen. Unless I install a patch that lets us keep leveling after level 50. There's one that lets us level up to level 127, which is extreme, would make the game way too easy. But I'm tempted. I like doing the master quests. And I like buying the recipes. Yeah. I just don't know. Let's try and get mastery in picklocks. But we need to increase dexterity for that. And I'm not sure what my dexterity cap is. I think it should be fine raising it to 15. Because the final bonus from the Ancient Gods is going to give us 4 points of dexterity. I don't want to waste points on it. Yeah, I might try and uninstall that patch later. I'm afraid it'll botch the game. Ooh. These guys are loaded. Hmm. Again? Nighttime, unfortunately. Everything's closed. Oh, well. Now this is just too tempting not to pick. Nice. May I ask who you are? As with most elves, I have a very long name, but in your tongue I am called Elumin. A pleasure, Elumin. Might I ask what you do here in Kintara? I'm a craftsman, madam. I work with wood and metal to create objects of magic. Weapons and talismans, the occasional piece of decorative jewelry. We all play our part here in Kintara, and that is mine. I can see where you get wood, but where do you get metal? Well, I have many suppliers. We trade often in Stillwater when the need arises. But just lately, I've run out of mithril. If you know anything about the metal, you know that it's rare. I'm having trouble finding a new source, and many of my objects are incomplete without it. What is mithril? Why can't you use regular metals like iron? Mithril is a very special kind of metal. It is very light and very strong, but its most interesting properties are in respect to magic. Although it is not inherently magical, mithril is very conducive to magic, and to hold magical spells, there's nothing quite like it. I see. Perhaps I could assist you in obtaining more. Yes, I'd be very grateful for your help. If you can find the caves of the Wheel Clan, we have, and bring me back some mithril, then I would be willing. Then I would be willing to give to you one of my crafted bows. It's said there are no better in Kintara. I shall do so. Splendid. I wait your return. So he wants just some mithril. We already have some in the Panari cave, in the Panari crypt. But let's trade first. Charm of Torg increases your healing rate by 50. That's just a skull. Right, as I expected, most of the stuff they sell here is magic. Great lightsaber. Hmm. This is definitely mod stuff. And it's way more expensive than I can afford. He doesn't want to buy any of the stuff I have to sell? Nope. Doesn't want any. This one won't trade with us. I don't know what this is. Divine Prismatic. This elf is obviously involved in some sort of ritual. She does not even look at you. I am performing my nightly meditations. Please do not disturb me until morning. I can't even go inside. Okay. May I ask who you are? The elven woman smiles. Although still very beautiful, her eyes betray a great age and wisdom. as well as the lively spark of retained youth. Of course, in your tongue I am called Whisper. Might I ask who you are, madam? Yes, of course, I am Martini Kaboom. It's a pleasure to meet you, Martini Kaboom. What brings you to Kintara? It's a long story. She is silent for a moment. So all of your adventure started when you walked from the wreckage of that, what did you call it, blimp? Yes? She smiles warmly, taking your hand in hers. That is quite a tale, and I appreciate your trusting me with it. I'd like to give you something as well, perhaps to aid you in the coming days. She hands you a small gem. It might help you to, well, become a little less conspicuous. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. What do you do in Kintaro, Whisper? I suppose you could call me, she leans in to whisper to you, a scientist. Shh, if someone heard me say that here, I'd be thrown to the forest floor. She laughs good heartedly. A scientist? What is it that you're studying, Whisper? Well, I'm studying the local wildlife. There are many strange and magical creatures in the glimmering forest, and no one has really taken the time to catalog them all, study their unique characteristics. I am doing so. What creatures are you studying right now? Right now, I'm cataloging all of the different types of will o' the wisps according to their particular essence. I'm almost finished, but I can't seem to gather a sample from the rare volar wisp. What do you mean by essence? Some will o' the wisps, when they die, leave behind what is known as their essence. It's a physical manifestation of their magical properties. Sometimes it is used in magical potions and poisons. We have an apothecary here in Kintara, Mr. Sharp, who specializes in those sorts of things. And what is this Volar's Wisp? Volar's Wisp is a special kind of will o' the wisp, very rare and typically hostile. You can tell them by their blue hue. Will o' the wisps come in all colors, but only Volar's Wisp is blue. I've had the most difficult time finding one and gathering its essence. Perhaps I could be of assistance. We have some essence actually, but I don't know if it's the one she wants. Yes, perhaps you could do that. I have been very busy here, and I haven't been able to go out wisp hunting. If you were to bring me some essence of Volar's wisp, I could offer you a magical scroll. Will you be interested? Sure. That's wonderful. If you travel within the glimmering forest long enough, you should run across a Volar's wisp. Good luck to you, friend. Yeah, no, the one we have isn't the one she's looking for. Whisper's Gem. Reaction modifier minus 13. Okay, having it doesn't change anything. Maybe it'll come in handy for something later.
You're bothering me. What do you want?
Oh, a voiced NPC. That means she's important. Madam, we've never even met. Why are you treating me so?
I'm sorry, but I can't look past your obvious flaws. Please, just leave me alone.
Please forgive me. Might you not make an exception for me?
Yes, I suppose I can overlook your faults for now. What is it that you want of me?
May I ask your name, madam?
My name is very old and very long. Perhaps it would be best if you simply called me Raven.
Interesting. Do you have a moment?
Of course.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Certainly. How can I help you?
I need to speak with the Silver Lady.
The Silver Lady? Oh, you mean my mother. That's quite a request, and one not so easily granted.
Believe me, Raven, she's going to want to speak with me.
And believe me when I tell you that no one sees my mother until I see it is necessary. She may be our queen, but I oversee the daily matters here in Kintara.
I see. How can I convince you of the urgency of my quest?
You'll have your chance. Forgive me if I seem a little abrupt, but I've many things on my mind today and there's much to be done. Once I've taken care of some of the more pressing matters, I'll talk with you about your needs.
Perhaps I can help you.
Your offer is greatly appreciated, my friend. We'd appreciate any help you might be willing to give.
My pleasure. What can I do?
There is a group of humans camped about a day's journey from here. We know not what they want, but where humans go, trouble usually follows.
Oh, don't get me started on them. Goddamn humans. What would you like me to do?
The place they are camped at is called Falcon's Egg, and it is considered a holy place for the elves of Kintara. We would like you to find out why the humans are there and remove them.
I have a few questions.
Of course. What would you like to know?
Falcon's Egg, what sort of place is it?
Falcon's Egg, as I told you, is elven holy ground. Many years ago there was an elven queen, and her name was Falcon. She was out hunting one day and with her bow shot a stag. When she had caught up with it, it was lying next to a pool of water, slowly bleeding from a wound in its side.
What happened?
The stag spoke to her, and within it were the spirits of the elves who had become the soul of the stag, and with her arrow she had pierced both it and them. And they were both sad and afraid, as the stag's life was their own, and when it died, so would they.
What did Falcon do?
She could do nothing. She sat with the stag's head in her arms, sang its stories, and washed its wound with her tears. And the ache in her heart grew as the old elven voices faded, grew so much that when they finally passed, she passed with them.
Okay, that's a sad story. A few more questions about this
course.
business.
What would you like to know?
These humans, how should they be removed?
It doesn't matter to me how you remove them, but you must understand this. Under no circumstances are you to shed blood on that ground. The spirits there exact their price, and you do not want to pay it. Do you understand? Do not raise your hand against another.
Madam, I would never. All clear. A few more questions about this business.
What would you like to know?
How do I get to this sad place?
It's not far from here. I'll mark your map with the location.
Okay, I'll be back soon. Let's advance time until morning. See what else changes about this place. Greetings, might I ask your name? Of course, I am known as Caldriel in the Elven tongue. However, you may call me Fawn. Pleasure, Fawn. What is it you do here? Oh, giggling nervously. Forgive me for not telling you before. I am accustomed to everyone knowing my position. I am the Master Healer. I am here to help all those in need of restoration. Oh, what a pleasure to meet you, great lady. Could I ask you a favor? Of course. Let us trade. Okay, I can sell her a few stuff. That's about it. She won't buy anything else. And we can't do the Master Healer quest because we're not healer experts yet. Okay. Is there anything else you guys are carrying that I might sell to her?
What is it that you want?
No, I don't think she would buy any of this. I can't find the entrance to the Panari crypt around here. A locked vase? How does that work? This is Elumin.
What is it that you want of me? What is it that you want of me?
What was this guy's deal? Oh, right, he wanted me to find his hunter. No interest. I wish there was some entrance to the Panari crypt. There's this teleportation thingy, which means I can teleport here, I guess. What? What was this? What happened? Oh, wait, I remember. This was a dude. A dude died here, and I missed him, so his body has already disappeared. This is, I think that was Raph, the dwarf's master. I think that quest is borked somehow. He should have asked us to go talk to the master and we would find him dead. Poisoned by whatever was in this wine glass. But now he's not responding to it. Which I'm not sure, but might be related to the fact that my beauty is so low, so I have a low reaction with him. Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I did something wrong. The only really reason why you'd want to have him is because, like Dante, in the unpatched game, he doesn't take up a follower slot. So if you do Jormung's quest, you can have him. But you can have him basically for free. But he's not a good follower. Because he's a dwarf mage. Dwarves have a penalty with magic. Any magic spell they cast costs twice as much fatigue, which isn't a big problem for the low-end spells. But as he levels up, he learns the high spells in his schools of study, which cost a lot of fatigue, which means, yeah, he exhausts himself pretty quickly. Where are those? Ah, look at him. Just hanging around with the gorilla. No issues. The animals know what's up. They can't be violent here. Hello, sir, and who are you? I am William Bench, outdoorsman and naturalist, and head of this bunch you see here. Who might you be? I'm Martini Cabu. A pleasure. May I speak with you? Certainly. What are you doing here? I'm a surveyor, and this is my team. We're employed by the Torringsdale Logging Company with a contract to map out the surrounding lands, which were recently purchased by Torringsdale, and report the usability of its resources. Fairly standard job, really. Really? This gentleman just bought these lands. From whom? The elves seem to have an issue with that. We may have a problem here, Mr. Bench. Oh really, and what might that be? Unfortunately, you're not supposed to be here. I see no problem here, stranger. In fact, I think I'm going to have to ask you to leave. This here is private property and you're trespassing. He motions to a few of his cronies, who eye suspiciously. This is Elven holy ground. Your presence here is a travesty. He looks around, smirking. I don't see any signs here naming the place as such. Okay, yeah. I'm sure if there were, you would have just tossed them in the fire. Damn bleeding heart elves, always trying to save the forests. We're here on solid legal ground. Yeah, yours. Decided by you. If the elves have a problem with it, they can bring their complaints to the courts. These are new times and people are just going to have to live in them. I don't think you quite understand your situation here, fella. No, friend, I think you don't understand. Move along or I may be forced to take action. Listen, friend, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I want you to get out. That's over here right now. Ha! As if I take orders from a mongrel like you. What, you're insulting me now? You're trying my patience. Your blabbering makes me sick. Have some dignity, man. Dignity? I'll not be spoken to like that in front of my men. I suggest you apologize, ma'am. Apologize? I'd sooner kiss a baboon's bare arse. I'd watch my tongue if I were you, stranger. There's only so much abuse a man can take. So you've nothing to worry about, being as you are. Shut up, shut up. I won't be held responsible for my actions if this continues. I've seen tougher barmaids. Go ahead. I dare you to hit me.
It is done.
Well, that's that then. We didn't even have to lift a finger. Nice. Some little coins for us. There's supposed to be an altar here as well. Somewhere. Maybe in here? Ah, here we go. The altar. And the dead human noble? The amulet of Makal, the Bedukan god of the hunt, one of the jewels of the god of hunt Makal. Why is this guy here? Well, we don't have the offering. In order to teleport to Kintara, you need to sacrifice a Litani idol. Well, who cares? Kintara is right next door, so... doesn't matter.
Ah, yes, you again. How can I help you?
Hello, Raven.
Certainly.
Got a moment.
How can I help you?
I've removed the humans from Falcon's Egg.
Thank you very much. Your help in the matter is much appreciated. Now, what was it you needed to speak to my mother about?
It's a long story, Raven.
A dark tale full of pain. And it would seem that the blame lies with us, the elves.
There are elves involved. Do you know the name of Min Gorad?
I do not, and none of the elves who live here bear it. But it bothers me very much, pulls darkly at my heart and mind. There is another possibility, one I'd rather not think of.
What, Raven? Do you know where I might find Min Gorad?
No. You need to speak with my mother of these things. She will know what to do.
All right. Where is she?
She's just beyond the large door behind me. But be warned, my mother is a magical being of great power. Her spirit swims in the flow, and sometimes she is more of that world than this one. What she sees is not always what we see, so her answers might seem strange to you. Ask what you wish to know, and listen. When you're through speaking with her, come and find me.
Sure. Okay, Silver Lady. The super big cheese elven leader around here. Level 1.
Hello. I welcome you, traveler.
Hey, neat effect with the voice. Greetings, Silver Lady. I thank you for this audience.
I know you've come far, and I've expected you for a long time now.
What do you mean?
I've seen you approaching from both east and west, traveler. And you bring them with you, all of them. They've no choice but to follow.
Approaching from both east and west? I don't understand.
I know. We speak different languages, you and I. The things I see, wrapped in the past and the present, and shrouded in the veils of magic. I cannot translate my visions into your own. You must listen, traveler. Listen and learn to see.
I will try, Silver Lady.
What is it you seek, traveler?
Do you know if I'm the living one?
The living one? Oh, traveler, why would you think I would know of such a thing?
It's a prophecy. I assume you can see what is to come.
It's an interesting thing about prophecies, traveler. They're no clearer to one such as myself, living both in and out of the stream, than they are to you, walking the shore. The flow swirls around them until they are ready. And in the end, really, is it going to matter who someone pointed a finger at?
That would be comforting if people weren't trying to kill me.
These people can only see what follows in your wake, traveler. Pass your hand through the flame and it flickers. If you've tired of the mantle, then shed it. Disappear. Otherwise, don't be surprised at what people do.
So she's basically saying that the only reason we're being chased is because we're going around poking our nose in things, causing a stir. I mean, at this point, I think it's too difficult to just go incognito. We've already got the Molokian hand chasing after us. They know our description. And what about the Black Mountain clan?
Yes, I can see them. But the ravens are circling, and the storm rages but subsides. And yet there is lightning, and then shadow, and then the storm howls again, tearing. I can't even look at it.
I don't get it.
Wait. Oh, look. They've taken in a small child with machine dreams, and hands of hinged metal, and a heart in which coal burns brightly.
That's Gilbert Bates, but that was that was in the past.
I don't know of what you speak, traveler. Please, listen. Try to hear with my ears.
Not sure I can.
I see a flame atop a hill, burning so brightly. And below, a field of wheat around a pool of water. And the flame spitting fire and consuming the wheat and the lake and losing itself as well.
Is there anything else? The clan, do you see anything else?
It's dark here. So dark. And the flame is here too. But this flame burns black onyx and cold. And shadow is its child. Are they here as well? I can't see that far.
What else?
A plain of mirrored glass. A sky of white. A lone figure. Wait. Which is the reflection? I'm unsure.
You're speaking in riddles, Silver Lady.
That is all I see, traveler. The riddle is created by you. Do you have anything else you'd like to ask?
I'll be honest, even as someone who already knows how the story goes, I can't make heads or tails of that one. Sorry. Mingorad, what can you tell me of that name?
Mingorad. An old name, traveler. Oh, a man is screaming and carves a key with his fingers, and the birds have plucked his eyes out. And the wolf watches, motionless, his paw in the air.
Is it Mingorad? Is he dead? And what does the wolf mean?
A tear in the curtain, and only darkness beyond. A ragged wound, mended with a ring of blasted stone.
What else? What else do you see of Mingorad?
A hand that sees, but is blinded. A man draped in truth, wearing a mask.
The hand must mean the Molokian hand. The Ring of Stone, I know what that is. That comes into play later. You've lost me.
And they hide. The lost children, they hide. A grey mist, even to me. But there, he runs, dropping veined and painted leaves. And the flock comes, talons outstretched and wings of fire, and he is consumed. But the leaves... Run quickly, traveler. Find what was left behind. In the place of smoke and water, he is there. He is there.
Who, Mingorad?
I see no more. The stream is again calm. Was there anything else?
No, but I understand almost none of what you said.
I know that, traveler. But I also know that clarity is often the child of time. Your answers lie both in front and behind. Make sure not to overlook one for the other.
Characteristically cryptic, dear lady.
I go now, traveler. We will meet again, though I'm not sure on which side. No matter. Farewell.
She's got us figured out. Clever.
Ah, yes, you again. How can I help you?
Hello, Raven.
Certainly. How can I help you?
I've spoken with your mother about what has happened.
And what did you ask her about?
I asked her about the Black Mountain Clan.
Black Mountain Clan. What did she see?
She saw ravens and lightning and a violent storm.
Ravens and a storm? And why did the storm subside and then rage once again? Nothing in my mother's visions is ever what it seems. We'll have to think on this.
There are other visions concerning the Black Mountain Clan.
Black Mountain Clan. What did she see?
The Black Mountain Clan with a small, machine-like child.
As you told her, this must have been the man you know as Gilbert Bates. She saw him because he plays such a large role in their fate. Black Mountain Clan. What did she see?
A flame that consumed the wheat field and a pool of water.
I'm not sure what that represents, but I know that fire in her visions often represents magic. And the water you say quenched it? Or did the flame burn itself out? Black Mountain Clan. What did she see?
A dark place with a dark fire and a mirrored plane.
There are two separate visions. The flame again represents magic, but twisted somehow, burning darkly. And did you say that the Black Mountain Clan was near this flame? The mirrored plane, a white sky, a lone figure. The worlds on either side of that mirror are the same. Who could say which one is real? Odd.
She also had visions of Mingorad.
What did she see?
An eyeless man in pain carving a key, a wolf with raised paw.
What the screaming man and his key represent, I have no idea. But I do know that the official symbol for the city of Caledon is a wolf, with one paw raised in the air.
Perhaps we need to begin our search there, Raven.
I'm not so sure. Remember, my mother's visions are shackled by neither our eyes nor our time. The events she describes might be in either the future or the past. Let's look at all she said before we go any further.
There were other visions of the Mingorad.
Mingorad. What did she see?
A torn curtain, a ring broken finger pointing east.
There's something about that entire vision which pulls at my memory, especially the ring. I'll think about it further. Mingorad. What did she see?
A hand that sees but is blind. A truthful man in a mask.
I have no idea.
That sounds like the symbol on an amulet I've seen.
Interesting. That's the ancient symbol of the Molokian hand. Do you know of it?
Yes, I know they were an ancient order of assassins.
The Molokian hand were assassins for what used to be known as the Darien Ka, the ancient order of the dead.
Magnus mentioned something of them.
The Darien Ka were a shadowy group who formed during the Age of Legends. Their membership and their agenda were always very secret. I know little about them beyond the most cursory knowledge, but there have always been rumors about who they were and what they were doing.
And their connection to the Molokian Hand?
As I said, the Molokian Hand were their assassins. From what I remember of what was written about them, the Hand was ejected from the Order of the Dead on grounds of doctrinal differences. There was a small struggle, and then the Hand disappeared. There are always rumors of its reemergence, but from what I know, that's all they are. Rumors.
These amulets and the attempts on my life might say different.
I agree. But I don't know why they would be involved in this business. Very interesting.
What do you think the vision itself means?
I don't really know. Although it would seem that perhaps they are being misled. Blindness in my mother's visions is sometimes associated with deception. As far as the man in the mask was draped in truth, I have no idea. Mingarad. What did she see?
Lost, hiding children. A man runs from them and drops leaves.
This one is the most interesting of all. And it seems that my fears may have well been correct.
Why, Raven? What do you think it means?
Do you remember when I told you that the name of Mingarad bothered me in some way? Well, I believe that may have been so because Mingarad is a dark name.
What does that mean?
A dark elf name. Do you know of the dark elves?
I've heard very little of them. Could you elaborate?
It's a long story. But sometime during the Age of Legends, many years even before my mother was born, there were a group of elves who separated themselves. There were philosophical differences, and they were no longer welcome in our forests. Those elves became what we know as the Dark Elves.
What were the differences?
They believe that this world and all of its races are subject to elven rule. They believe that elves are superior because of our close connection to nature, our power in the ways of magic, and the longevity of our physical form. They see the other races as bumbling children who need our guidance, regardless of its severity.
And what of the elves of Kintara? What do they believe?
The elves of Kintara, in fact all other elves, believe that everything and everyone has a rightful place in the experience which forms this reality. Elves feel that very little, if anything, ever happens that isn't part of the natural progression of that state. They feel no superiority because of their advantages. That is just the role they've been picked to play.
Do they see the Dark Elves as a violation of that order?
Unfortunately not. The Dark Elves are seen in the same light as everyone else. They have the role and they are playing it.
You say unfortunately. What's your personal belief?
I believe. Well, let us say that I don't always see eye to eye with those in Kintara concerning the rightful place of the Dark Elves. My role here is as protector. I will do so regardless of the cost.
Okay.
My mother's vision of the lost children was referring, I believe, to the Dark Elves. They were hidden from her because they are hidden from all of us. Through magic and isolation, we've not seen where they live for almost 500 years.
But who was the man running from them?
There was a man many years ago who had come to the Glimmering Forest to study the elves, and I remember that he was very interested in the Dark Elves especially. There were rumors about his capture by them and an escape.
Who was he?
As I said, he was a researcher. A strange little man, a bit overdressed, but kind-hearted and very intelligent. I was young then, a mere 160 years old. He was the first human I'd ever seen.
Do you remember his name?
His name? It was a long time ago. But I remember because he said it so often. I think humans just like hearing the sound of their own names. Terwilliger. Dr. Renford A. Terwilliger. I can hear him saying it even now.
What were the leaves he was dropping?
I don't know. It almost seemed in the vision that the flock who consumed him were more interested in the leaves. And my mother even said to find what was left behind, these leaves might very well be what we're looking for.
What is the place of smoke and water?
She could mean almost anywhere. But if I were to make a guess, I'd say she was talking about the human city of Tarant. It lies in the Gulf of Morbihan, and its, what do you call them? Factories are always belching smoke into the skies. That and I know that Terwilliger was from there.
Well, what now?
You have a place to begin your search, my friend. It would seem that if you need to find this Mingarad, you're going to need to find the village of the Dark Elves. The only person who might know where they are is Renford A. Terwilliger. He may or may not be in Tarant, but it's a good place to start looking.
Then I will find the Dark Elves. To Toronto I shall go.
You impress me, my friend. Few are those like you who would take this burden upon themselves. You've earned my respect.
Oh, I'm no hero. I really just want people to stop trying to kill me.
Perhaps I misjudged you, but no matter. Your actions, however they are motivated, are noble. Good luck. Return to me when you've found the Dark Elves and tell me what you've uncovered.
Okay, I'll return when I know more. So we need to go back to Toronto. It's a big trek. Once we get to Toronto, we'll try and sell off some stuff. Go and pick up some mithril and the Litani statue from the crypt. And we'll see about finding Terwilliger. Maybe report back to Master Bates. Hallucination grenade. That's a new one. Let's start with the general store. Who is Ranford A. Terwilliger? Have you tried the cemetery? You might also try the Hall of Records. They can sometimes be of assistance with such matters. The cemetery. Interesting. That sounds like a definite possibility that we need to try out. He's not interested in this one. And he's not interested in this one either. Ranford A. Terwilliger, author and historian. 5/11/1804. Well, we found him. That's an issue. Let's drop off some stuff. This, for instance. The gun. We can drop off the gun. And this, I don't know what use this is going to have. We need this one. We need the neutral. We need room for the neutral. Let's go see the blacksmith. Maybe he'll buy some of what we have. Good ones might. Jolly good Willowsby, old boy. And who's this? I'm as much tolerant as the next man, but I'm no bloody saint. Your very presence repulses me. A man in my position need not have to put up with this. Away with you. I was of the opinion that the gnomes of Torrent were benevolent. He seems a little embarrassed. Please forgive my quick tongue, madam. I've had much on my mind as of late, but that's no excuse for bad manners. Perhaps we might speak for a moment. Yes, I'd enjoy that. Might I ask who you are, sir? Greetings, I am Edward Willowsby, businessman and chairman of the Tarantian Industrial Council. How might I be of service? Well met, Mr. Willowsby. Might I ask you a few questions? I'd be more than happy to speak with you, young lady. I'm always eager to hear the thoughts and opinions of my constituents. Unfortunately, I have pressing engagement just now. Will you stop by my office in City Hall in an hour or so, and we can speak further? I may do just that. Farewell. And who are you? Greetings, sir. May I ask who you are? Of course, I am Perryman Smite, recent graduate of the College of Phantasm and representative from Tola, City of Mages. Very nice to make your acquaintance, madam. Yours as well, sir. Have you a moment? Certainly. What brings you to Tarant, Perryman? Oh, nothing in particular, really. Just traveling and whatnot. I hadn't really seen anything beyond the walls of Tulla before a few weeks ago. The young mage smiles, a little sheepishly. You might say I've lived quite a sheltered life. Interesting. Tell me of Tulla. What is it like? Tulla? Oh, it's absolutely breathtaking. It's located deep within the oasis of mist, hidden for centuries from the outside world. The black, windowless tower of Simeon Tor, encircled by the stone mansions of the Master Mages where they practice the oldest and most powerful magics. What else? In the middle of the great courtyard is Pelagian's pool, where it's said that the spirit of the great conjurer still comes to watch over the apprentices. And in the early evening, as the sun sets over the Vendig Grot wastes, you can hear the haunting harmony of the soul singers as they weave melodies with their otherworldly counterparts. Where is Tulla, Perryman? Tulla? Sorry, my friend, I am under oath to never reveal that secret. I see. Why did you leave there? Oh, I was sent to Toronto on a... how would one phrase it? A mission? I suppose you could call it. Master Simeon felt I was best qualified for the job. And so to Toronto I went. And I've just spent 2 weeks with Mr. Willoughby, recovering from my mission. Quite an adventure, I must say. What happened? Well, here's a newspaper describing what happened as a result of the whole affair. He hands it to you. I'd rather not get into the whole story, but as I have been approached by a gentleman who seems very interested in writing a short book about what happened. Sir Chadwick Moore or some such. Rather bothersome fellow, but he seemed rather insistent. I'll look for it. You mentioned the Master Simeon. Who is that? Master Simeon Thor? He's the greatest mage in all of Arcanum. As leader of the Tullan Assembly, it is his responsibility to oversee all that happens within the walls of Tulla, and much of what happens without. He's a hard man, but fair, and extremely powerful. He's a master of the College of Summoning, and learned in many others as well. Okay, a few more general questions. Perhaps we could travel together? An interesting proposition. You do seem well traveled, my friend. But what are you doing out in the world? What brings you all the way to Toronto? It's a very long story, Perryman. I see. He is quiet for some time, reflecting on what you have told him. So what you're telling me is that your whole adventure has spawned from an untimely incident you experienced while on the blimp, the IFS Zephyr. Yes. Well, I must say I've never heard a more interesting story in all my life. And I thought I had been through quite a harrowing experience. Will you join me then? I think you already have far too many companions already. Yeah. Well, okay, good day. Train wreck at Vermilion Station. Disaster leads to several arrests. On Friday evening, the Bracton line was derailed by magical influences, injuring numerous bystanders and passengers. The incident followed an attack on Councilman Edward Willoughby and Tullan mage Perryman Smythe by local bandits. Smythe's retaliation led to the train wreck. Later that evening, Willoughby and Smythe were accosted once again at the Willoughby mansion. Intervention by Smythe and then an unidentified gentleman led to the arrest of multiple individuals, one of them a powerful mage. Willoughby was uncharacteristically close-mouthed about the affair. This was a private affair, and it has been dealt with in that manner. Smythe said he might spend some more time in the city, but plans to avoid Vermilion Station. Said Smythe. Dreadful affair. I'd rather forget the whole thing. So, looks like we've got a hero of another story deal going on around here. Let's see what the gun shop has. Bullets. He doesn't want to buy anything I have to sell. Understandable. Good day, sir. We got some stuff here we can sell, looks like. No, doesn't want the dwarven gauntlets. Aw. So picky.
What is it that you want of me?
Let's check the inventor shop. Nothing interesting. Dwarven gauntlets. Gold. We can sell some of these fatigue restorers as well. Let's hit the Hall of Records. See if we can find more about the villager. Mr. Willoughby is on his office now. Cool. Can you help me locate the individual? Renford A. Terwilliger. The clerk begins looking through the records. My apologies, ma'am. There does not seem to be an individual by that name in Tarrant. I was told he could be found in Tarrant. Sadly, the census is not 100% accurate. Perhaps it would be wise to check some earlier records. I see. How far back do you wish to inquire? 50 to 100 years ago. Oh, good news, madam. Renford A. Terwilliger, human, born unknown, died 1804, here in Tarrant. Well, this would explain why we were unable to locate him living in Tarrant. Do you wish me to retrieve his obituary? Yes, please. Ah yes, here we are. 5/11/1804. Renford A. Terwilliger, author of Tsenang, Horror Among the Dark Elves, was found dead in his home today. His death appears to have occurred amongst mysterious circumstances. The authorities are calling for further investigation. Oh my, what a dreadful incident. May I ask you some other questions? Are there any books contained within your archives? If it is books you are searching for, you should view the Library of Tarrant. They have an extensive collection. So, looks like we have to go looking for... Looks like we now have to go looking for this book. Mine now. God, I love playing a thief. Technically, when you play these RPG games, you're always playing a thief. Anything that isn't nailed down, yoink, into my pocket. Okay, let's hit the library. I have the money for my membership, please. Thank you and welcome. All of the books contained in the Great Library are free for you to peruse and borrow. Alright, let's look around. Orcish question. No, nope. I'm sure these are all dreadfully interesting, but that's not what we're here for. Senang, Horror Among the Dark Elves. Do you have it? Sounds spooky. Does the library have it? Do you know who the author would be? Brentford Day Terwilliger. Wait here a moment, I'll go look. I am sorry, madam, but I was not able to find Senang, Horror Among the Dark Elves. However, I did find another book that may be of interest to you. What book would that be? The book is titled Curse of Senang. It appears to be a book about the one you are searching for. Sounds interesting. May I check it out? Of course. So not the one we came here to look for, but let's read it. The Curse of Senang by Kendrick Wales. In the following pages I, Kendrick Wales, will attempt to explain in the plainest words possible the mystery surrounding Redford A. Terwilliger and his controversial work known as Horror Among the Dark Elves. Many of the stories I will present to you are both strange and frightening, but I give you my word as an author and a scholar that they are the truth. Decide yourself, after the facts are presented, whether or not you dare to believe them. Redford A. Terwilliger was born in 1750. His fabled trip to the Glimmering Forest was made in 1768, his 18th year. He was, indeed, as per his book, accompanied by an elven tracker named Jaren Benal. Records housed within the Tarantian Zoological Society validate this fact. Mr. Benal was never heard from nor seen again after the expedition. As for Mr. Terwilliger's account of his adventures in the elven city of Kintara, or his supposed discovery of the mythical Senang, no one can be sure. Most scholars and collectors of literature assume that Mr. Terwilliger's book is a work of fiction, and as such, fantastical literature was all the rage. At the time, I might be inclined to agree. Yet one must only look upon the events following the publication of Horror Among the Dark Elves to see that he very well may have found something deep within the glimmering that was never ever meant to be found. There were very few copies of the book ever published. Records concerning the initial print run are scarce, but it is believed that no more than 100 were ever released to the public. 4 days after the book was shipped to Tarantian bookstores, the factory that printed it was burned to the ground. The owner, Mr. Jeremiah Gomes, was found in his home, brutally murdered by an unknown assailant. The 4 bookstores that had purchased the volume for sale in Tarant suffered the same fate. Only 15 copies of the book were sold before the final store was destroyed. Those 15 copies became an immediate collector's item. Enormous sums of money were paid for the remaining volumes. After a few months, the books had fallen into various, respected collections across Arcanum. Each and every one of the owners of the books began to complain of strange happenings once the book was in their possession. All of them told of frightening noises and visions, shadowy figures following them wherever they went, unexplained illnesses, and untimely deaths. Many attributed this to paranoia, a trite brand of sensationalism to create an even greater demand for the book. Unfortunately, their fears were all too justified. All of them were dead within 5 years of the initial publication. Their volumes either stolen, burned, or disfigured beyond recognition. Indeed, they had suffered what came to be known as the Curse of Tenang. Mr. Terwilliger, strangely enough, lived a relatively long life, cursed in his own way to witness the evil fruits of his labors. He saw himself as the cause of these horrors, and wrote extensively of it within his memoirs. The following is an excerpt from them, only days before he died in his sleep. I will never forgive myself for what I have unleashed upon the world. Had I the courage, I would travel again to the Glimmering and unleashed holy vengeance upon those evil creatures that have plagued our fair land and its peoples. Alas, I no longer have the strength nor the power, and now there is only my own end that I pray for every day. Until just a few short months ago, it was thought that there were no remaining copies of Horror among the Dark Elves. After an exhaustive investigation, I found that this is not at all the case. The last known copy of the book, owned by the famed book collector Mr. Philip Misk, was thought to have perished with its owner in a fire almost 50 years ago. Now, with new evidence presented by a reliable source, I have discovered that Mr. Misk's son, Victor Misk of Caledon, still has the copy in his possession and is hiding it for fear that the curse will again visit his family. I pray that the evil let loose in the Glimmering has finally been put to rest, and I pray Mr. Misk and his family avoid the fate that has befallen every other soul who has challenged the curse of Tenang. Then why tell the world about him? Why write his name in your book? That's painting a big target on him, isn't it? Well, so that's that then. We have to go to Caledon. Let's see if Master Bates wants to receive a report. I think you can go to Caledon by boat. I am unsure.
You have returned. Tell me what...
Nope, no new report for him. Let's take some stuff from him to put away. We make a quick stop at the crypt, and then we go and turn in the mithril, and we'll get the first blessing. I know there's supposed to be a place where you're guaranteed to find a blue will-o'-the-wisp to get the essence for the quest, but I don't know where that place is. Let's go to Falcon's Egg first. We're close to a level up. Again. Lots of batteries for sale, but and bullets. But they're expensive. So I'd rather not. Here we are. Now, this is for the Ancient Gods quest. I've mentioned this before. We have to get the blessings of each god in a specific order. And I think, I'm not sure, I think this one is the first one. Offer to him who cannot see nor hear, your soul made of trees. Litan he seeks, to touch, to burn. For his eyes are dark and his ears are blunt and wasted. Wisdom comes to the bringer of gifts, and eyes that see far from he who sees nothing. You have received the blessing of Thorel. What does that do for us? Looks like we get more perception. And bow. The perception is nice, I suppose. Bow. We're not using bow, so not that great. I'll have to look up what the next god is. Wait, Swift, you're already back? Oh, well, okay, sure. Now, where was the guy? Here, I think. Here we go. I've obtained some mithril. Let's trade for the bow. That's impressive, my friend. The dwarves of the Wheel Clan are reclusive at best. You must be quite an individual to have gained their trust. Here, take this bow in payment. You're welcome in my shop anytime. Happy to be here. Illumin's bow. Speed 20, range 20. Damage 1 to 10. Critical plus 50 to animals. Okay, sure. Let's see if Jormund has become unbugged and we can actually do his quest now. Nope. No point. Okay, so options. I don't want to go and do the Knata yet. I want to go do the Battlecamp Village, the Ruby Glade, get those two quests out of the way. We can't cross the river, so no way to get to Caledon unless we go by boat. I know there's another pass through the mountains that you can find to reach Caledon, but we'd have to be looking for it. Not something I feel like doing. Grabbing a boat is much simpler. So, okay, we're leaving it at that. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you're invested in this story. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.